are now. That's all they see. They don't see a future. They just see a miserable present. My neighbor is a good example. He's continually complaining about having a low-paid job, the plumbing that's always getting fouled up, the lucky breaks somebody else just got, the doctor bills that are piling up. He reminds himself so often that he's poor that now he just assumes that he's always going.
There we go. All right. I welcome everyone to today's book review session. We're continuing on the current book we're reviewing, The Magic of Thinking Big. The Magic of Thinking Big. Let me share my screen for you to see. Let's see. There we go. All right. Hope we've all had we having an amazing week in sales, in expanding our businesses as network marketing professionals. So I welcome you, and so definitely as we go through the books, each book that we review in the book club, we target a few areas to learn from, and part of that is selling skills. We look at people, how to attract people, business building skills, and that is recruiting skill basically. And then we'll look at mindset. So this book falls in the mindset category. And we started the review last week. Hey, Rosemary, we started it last week. We did chapters 1 and 2. And today we're going to review chapter 3 and 4. So if, as you come in, if you want to chime in, just let me know, raise your hand, or put your comments in the chats, and I'll be sure to read it out for everybody. So welcome. Thanks for joining. So today we're looking at the chapter 3, the books that I shared in the WhatsApp group. I shared 2 books. One of them is missing this chapter 3. And some other chapters are the later chapters, but the second one has everything. So this is the second one. So in case you've been looking at, oh, where is chapter 3? Or did I miss something? So you should have access to both of them. I like the other one that is missing the chapters, but not because it's missing the chapters, but the way it was written out. But I got this as well, and I added it to the group. So this will be very helpful. So chapter 3, build confidence and destroy fear. We're talking about big thinking, the magic of thinking big. Anyone that does not have confidence cannot think big, because when your confidence affects the way you see yourself. Your confidence affects the way your expectations, basically, right? So this chapter is filled with nuggets, with tools that we can use to destroy, fear and build our confidence. So I want you to, I'm sure possibly if you have read it, you will see all of those nuggets, and I'll be, hammering and emphasizing on a few of them. And I would love for you to chip in as well. This is being streamed to YouTube, and that's why I'm just starting off. For people that are not here right now, they can catch up with the replay, because I don't want us to stay here for too long. All right, so how do you build confidence and destroy fear? I love, of course, I'm going to be, identifying some of the things it said and expatiating on it. It's easy to, and it's often things that we say or that we've heard people say to us, and that is, the fear is in your head. It's in your imagination, right? that kind of, from my experience, from what I've seen, how people react to that, they just feel like, am I crazy? It does not offer a solution. And in a way, because a person's perspective, it's their reality. If they are afraid of that thing, then that fear is real to them. That fear is real to them. So the solution is not, assuring them that fear is only in their imagination, but rather give them the tool to be able to overcome it. So we have the old, like I said, it's only in your mind treatment presumes fear doesn't really exist, but it does. Fear is real. You need to, see people that actually have these phobias to understand, how tormenting this fear could be, even if it's imagined, So far the person, could imagine it, it's their reality, that is it, right? So practical tools, we'll be talking about that here in this book. Fear is success enemy number one. If you have fear, it will cripple you. And in our industry, in the network marketing industry, fear of people rejecting you, fear of rejection is huge. But if you have taken any step at all, in things on how to reach out to people, and you've gotten feedback back, you would quickly see that those fears do not have basis, right? That you can actually destroy the fear, right? So fear is huge in that it stops people from capitalizing on opportunities. Fear wears down physical vitality. Fear actually makes people sick. It causes organic difficulties, shortens life. Fear closes your mouth when you want to speak. Fear of rejection will cause you to just not reach out to people. Fear of hearing no, fear of people making fun of you. Like, wow, you are now in the MLM thing, like in the pyramid thing, right? Fear, all of those things makes you lack confidence. And when you don't have the confidence you need to sell, then you, in a way, your success is limited. But the good news is action cures fear, right? And that's where you will hear from, a lot of sayings, about how to deal with fear, that, do it afraid, feel the fear and do it anyway. How many of us have heard that? Feel the fear and do it anyways. How many of us have heard that? Right? Feel the fear and do it anyway. So action cures fear. It's one of the ways by which you can shun fear from holding you back from being successful. All right. So in our industry, you reach out, there are daily method of operation, things you need to do daily to be able to move your business to the next level. Yes, we fear how the prospect will respond to us. Very common with network marketers. Thank you, Dr. Irene. Yes. The fear of rejection, the fear of this person, seeing me as a solicitor, the fear of saying no to me, the fear, right? All of those things, if by the time we're going to get the steps here, by the time we look deep into it, we'll see that it has no basis really. And the people that we thought might think of us, or, in one way or another, if we look at the way it's, they're supposed to see it, we are actually helping them. We found a solution and they are suffering. They need what we have. So it's us showing to them, this is the way, this is the solution they've been looking for. So instead of seeing it as I'm soliciting for their business, see it as I'm providing solution to them. And if they don't have, if I don't provide a solution, they will continue to suffer, right? So just do it anyway. Even if you fear, even if all of those fear exist, continue to take action. Put the action principle to work. Next time you experience big fear or little fear, steady yourself. Then search for an answer to this question. What kind of action can I take to conquer my fear? Then you isolate your fear, then take appropriate action. Like, so prospecting. What is the fear there? Let's look at some of the fears that, the type of fear that we might encounter in this business. Embarrassment because of personal appearance, right? You're in a public environment, you want to reach out to people. Then you begin to wonder, how will people perceive me? Or, to overcome that, what is the action you're going to take on your, on your personal appearance? You improve it. You get your hair done, you get your, get your clothes, the gathering you're going to, ensure that you match, the dress code in that gathering. All right. So it doesn't always take new clothes, but in general, practice better grooming. Iron your clothes, do good mix and match of your accessories, of the clothing, right? And, wear with confidence, wear the clothes with confidence. Fear of losing an important customer. The action to take, work doubly hard to give better service, correct anything that may have caused customers to lose confidence in you. You have existing customer, maybe they complained about delayed delivery or anything whatsoever. And then you now start having fear that, oh, maybe I will lose the customer. And then, that stops you from sharing other benefits to them, right? Because you might feel, oh, they might remember the late delivery and then just shut me down. No. Ensure that you continue to deliver better service to them and, continue to show the benefit of the products and the company to them. And before you know it, they will continue to, the confidence in you will increase. Fear of failing an examination. Instead of fearing of failing, start to study. Fear of things totally beyond your control. Turn your attention, that is the action. Turn your attention to helping to relieve the fear of others and then pray, right? So those are actions we take. Fear of being physically hurt by something you can't control, such as tornado or an airplane out of control. Switch your attention to something totally different. Go out into your yard and pull up weeds, play with your children, go to a movie. One of the things that one of my, some of my mentors usually teaches, I trade Forex, right? And some days you just take lessons, right? And, as you trade, the day might not be as you expect them. And then you lost some money. On those days, instead of ruminating and trying to revenge trade, like, oh, you got my money, I'm going to get my money back from the market. When you revenge trade, you get yourself more and more into loss. But what usually is advised to do is get your mind off of it. Get your mind off of the loss. Get your mind off of it and turn it into a lesson. Don't do anything related to that thing. For example, you're trying to make a sale, you're trying to prospect, you're trying to reach out to people, and for the whole day, nobody responded to you. Or somebody that responded just called you names, just did, say some things that were not pleasant to you. And for that particular day, you felt hurt. Just take your mind off of business for that day. and just go have fun with your children, have fun with your family, right? Do something fun. If you recall, some of the things that Fraser Brooks taught us a while back, like for every negative, everything that zaps your energy, for everything that zaps your energy, you need to have multiple things that feed your energy, right? To replace the zapped energy. There are things you have to do, like prospecting. If prospecting zaps energy from you, then you have to have all the things that feeds you energy. One of the things that feeds our energy is, personal development. Here, we learning how to build our confidence and destroy fear in our businesses, right? And in life in general. Continue to feed yourself. Go for trainings, with your company. There are lots of trainings out there with the Untamed. Attend those trainings. That's how you feed. And when you attend those trainings, when you attend prospecting calls, you hear testimonials that feed your energy. And, you continue to improve, you continue to get better, so that when those things that zap energies from you comes, you will have enough energy to feed, to sustain you as those are going on. Fear of what other people may think or say. This is the action. This is common for our industry. Make sure that what you plan to do is right. Then do it. No one ever does anything worthwhile for which is not criticized. The only person that is not criticized are those that are not doing anything. If you're doing something, be rest assured there are people out there, especially in the social media age now, that people can hide behind the screen. You don't have to see their faces. They can just type away. They can be out there. Somebody you knew from nowhere could be out there to criticize you, to say things about you, right? The most important thing is, what product are you selling? Is it actually beneficial to people? The product you're selling, is it actually beneficial to people? The company you represent is, is it, so far the company is not a pyramid scheme. So far the company is strong, solid, and has the best of the people at heart, then you are doing the right thing. Go ahead and promote your business, promote your company, promote the product with your full confidence. Fear of making an investment or purchasing a home. The main thing is, all of us, we made a decision to invest in this company, in the company we're with right now, right? Because we took the step. A lot of people are not able to take that step. Then they are being paralyzed by the fear, right? So what do we advise such people that are being paralyzed by fear right now, that, is this the right, investment I need to make? Then they need to analyze all the factors, then they make their decision, which is what you did for coming into the company you're with right now. Then make a decision and stick with it. Trust your own judgment. Fear of people puts them in proper perspective. Remember, the other person is just another human being, pretty much like yourself. So it's really, really, really amazing. Two-step procedure to kill fear and win confidence. Isolate your fear, pin it down, determine exactly what you're afraid of, then take action. There is some kind of action for any kind of fear. So don't allow the fear to cripple you. Take action. Immediately you feel like, okay, I cannot do this. Do it anyway, right? Take action. And of course, one of the things that helps a lot is when you're within a community that you're doing the same thing together. It helps to ginger you. Remember when we're doing the daily spring blitz? People that you normally would not even talk to, on your own, you send it to them anyways. Like, okay, I need 10 people. Just send to 10. right? Without even thinking about it. So it goes a long way to help, overcome that fear of, oh, I've not spoken to this person in a while. Will they not think I'm bothering them, or I've been speaking to them? And, it just overcomes that fear. At least it did that for me, right? So your brain is very much like a bank. Every day you make thought deposits in your mind bank. We touched on this the last time as well. So when your experiences creates the thoughts that you bank in your mind. And the most important thing is the teller in your memory bank is very reliable. It does not argue with you. It doesn't cross with you at all. It doesn't argue with you. Whatever you tell it to give you, whatever withdrawal that you want to, just like in a bank, you get to a bank, you want to withdraw from your bank account. They're not going to argue with you that, so far they could confirm this is your account. They will give you, unless you don't have that money there. So far the money is there and is within their guidelines and all, they're not going to argue with you. So they will give you what you have in there. But the main thing now is the kind of withdrawal we make, the kind of deposit you make, and the kind of withdrawal you make, right? So if you are the kind of person that deposits, negative mind, negative thoughts, and if you continue to do that, that is, your experience during the day is negative and you dwelt on it. That is one way of depositing, negative mind, negative thoughts in your mind. And then each time you recall that incident, that is you making withdrawal. So it stays with you more, right? But what we're learning here is 2 specific things to do to build your confidence through efficient management of your memory bank. Number 1, deposit only positive thoughts in your memory. So unsuccessful people, they take every situation, every negative situation to heart. They dwelt on it. Unpleasant, embarrassing, discouraging situations, the comments somebody made on their post, or the, unfavorable comments somebody made on their post, things, they just dwelt on it. That is a trait that you're tending towards being unsuccessful. But successful people specialize in putting positive thoughts into their memory bank. They don't care. They don't take they don't dwell on those negatives. Rather, they look at the positive out of it. Confident, successful people, on the other hand, don't give it another thought. They just discard it, right? Discard any unpleasant experience, right? And they specialize in putting positive thoughts into their memory. And then when they want to withdraw, they recall positive experiences. And that's why it's really nice, before you go to bed at night, take note of, at least 3 things that you're grateful for that day. That is how you do the withdrawal. You recall. Don't recall the negative thoughts. You recall the positives. Negative thoughts produce needless wear and tear on your mental motor. They create worry, frustration, and feelings of inferiority. They put you beside the road while others drive ahead. All right. But when we recall positive things, recall the many good things you have to be thankful for, right? Counting your blessings. Everyone in your life, everything good working in your life, your health, your business, everything, right? Recall your victories, the little things, your accomplishment. Go over reasons why you are glad to be alive, for being alive. Let that be part of the reasons you are grateful. And then those are ways by which you're depositing your, positive thoughts in your memory bank. And then withdraw only positive thoughts from your memory bank. All right. So that is, you only recall the positive ones. So destroy negative thoughts before those thoughts become mental monsters. Right. But only allow positive thoughts to linger in you. Only dwell on positive thoughts. So you have to overlook a lot of things. You have to, make things trivialize just trivialize any negative, things that comes your way, right? So make sure that you only dwell on the positive. The cure comes when one learns to quit drawing negatives from one's memory bank and withdraws only positive instead. That's when you begin to overcome, that fear. In brief, it really is easy to forget the unpleasant if we simply refuse to recall it. Withdraw only positive thoughts from your memory bank. Let the others fade away. There are people that may want to remind you, there are circumstances that may want to remind you, but instead, when you find yourself recalling negative experiences, try and tie it to a positive thing. So look for the lesson that experience taught you. So each time that thought comes, instead of remembering the bad feeling you have about it, you will be grateful for the lesson you learned from it. So try and associate those negative experiences with lessons that you've learned from them, right? And the blessing that those experiences bring to you. So refuse to remember negative, self-deprecating thoughts. Fear of other people. These are different types of fear, right? Fear of other people is a big fear. And definitely these two ways will help in putting proper perspective to people. Number one, get a balanced view of other fellow. Get a balanced view. Everyone, I love what he says here, that we are all humans. We are all human beings, right? The most important thing is the person, be it your boss, your manager, your customers, like big madam customer or big company that you're trying to partner with, a spa, with a salon that you're trying to partner with. They are important, right? Yes, but you are important as well. Every human being is important, including you. So as much as you want to edify other people, do not self-deprecate yourself. Do not sell yourself short. And all of those selling short will come in the way you present your business to people. When people see that you are begging them to come and buy from you, they will look at you like they're doing you a favor. But it has to be, you have to present it that, yes, you have what they need and you're happy to help them out, right? No matter how big, no matter how much. A spa, a huge spa with several franchises all across town wants to make money. And you are giving them an effective product that will cause them to make more money. You have their solution. And then number two, develop an understanding attitude. Understand, that people could be going through things that have nothing to do with you. So when somebody lashes out at you, when somebody do anything that gives you a bad experience, don't take it personal. I love, there's an experience that this clerk had, but it concluded underneath this person. If you've read the book, you recall the experience. It says underneath that experience, underneath that person is probably a very nice guy. Most folks are. If you are somebody that is with the notion and philosophy that everybody is bad, that needs to change. You need to be able to see the good in everybody, no matter how. You need to be able to see the good in everybody. So underneath is probably a very nice guy. Most folks are. So when people cross you, when they say things, at you, when they demean you, just disregard you, don't go to their level. I love the way Michelle Obama puts it. She says, when they go low, we go high. Okay, so when they are going in the mud and, you know, being derogatory, being very mean, you don't serve them the way they are. You serve them the way you are, and you are better than what they've served you. So you don't pay them in their own coin. No, you pay them with dollars. You pay them with dollars, okay? So don't pay them in their own coin. You know, give them better, give them opportunity to learn from you, okay? And then as we go, when you are dealing with anybody, when your conscience is clear, no matter what they accuse you of, you know, it shouldn't bother you. All right. You know, if you reach out to anybody and they say, that's a scam, you're a scammer, you're a scam, that should not offend you, because you're not a scammer. You're not, like, that's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't work. It's only, you know, few people that makes it and stuff. Is that true? Is that what you're trying to do? So far, that is not what you're doing. Then that shouldn't affect you. Your conscience should be satisfied so long you're doing the right thing. So do what's right and keep your confidence. That is thinking yourself to success. All right. So to think confidently, we have to act confidently. That's the next point that I want us to take. To think confidently, don't forget, the book we're dealing with is The Magic of Thinking Big. And part of thinking big is thinking confidently. So to think confidently, you have to act confidently. You know, it goes a long way. It is easy to prove that managed motions can change emotions. People who are shy in introducing themselves can replace this timidity with confidence. And how? 3 things. Like, you are in a gathering, there's a meet and greet, and you need to meet people. In our industry, we need to meet people. But you see yourself, you're shy. How do you overcome this? You take action. Act confidently. And you can do this. You shake other people. You be the one to take initiative. Act. Take the initiative. Take other people's hands and, you know, and shake warmly. We have shared it here. I can't remember if it's this book or the one before. Your handshake, I think it's this book. Your handshake goes a long way. You have to have a strong handshake. Give them a warm, strong handshake. And second, look directly at the other person. Look them in the eyes. Okay, yes, I think, yes, I recall now. Look them in the eyes as you give them a good handshake, firm, strong. Don't squeeze their hands too hard, but give it a strong. Let them leave an impression after they leave your hand. Let them know, wow, somebody touched my hand, right? Look directly at the other person and tell them, I'm very glad to know you. I'm very glad to meet you. Okay, with confidence in your confidence. Yes, give them a good handshake. You know, so to think confidently, you act confidently, act the way you want to feel. So this is taking action into your thoughts, allowing your action to impact the way you think. All right, and it's a cycle. The more you do that, it will continue to help. Okay, there are a few things you can do, especially when you're in a gathering, when you're in a meeting. There are few things that you can do that's, you know, comes into the actions that you can take that shows confidence, that shows you have confidence. Be a front sitter. Don't be. I don't enjoy meetings that I have to sit in the back. No. I love to sit me in the front. I love to be up there, right? It will make you conspicuous. Every other thing in your back, people will be seeing you. Yes, because that is where you belong. Be a front sitter. Practice making eye contact, you know, when you're talking to people. Exactly, right? Have a eye contact and walk faster, 25% faster. I learned these while in the, in the corporate world. I have never seen an executive, right? I've never seen a director go in the, let me pick it at executive. I've never seen any of them walk through the the hallway and they're dragging their feet, they're, slow or going with gentle stride. No. All of those executives, the pace is usually timed. They're moving. You have to, when you're working with them, you have to keep pace, right? So also, and when you look at them, and those were the things that I was looking at the time, like, why are these people rushing? But no, you can see this person has a business they are going to attend to. They're not idle. They're busy. They have things they're doing. So, and that's how it is. So when you're walking to your steps, wherever you are, you have to have the stepping of a busy person, the stepping of somebody that's got it going, the stepping of a successful person, the stepping of an executive. All right, a stepping of an executive. You cannot be walking as, as a sluggish, you have a posture that is sluggish, a sluggish walking. It does not attract people to you. Okay, when you walk, use the walk 25% faster technique. It helps you to build your self-confidence. You are able to walk tall. When you're walking faster, you walk with somebody on a mission. You walk with the mind of somebody, you project image of somebody on a mission, all right? So, and then you practice picking up in meetings. When we have prospect calls, not necessarily prospect calls, but or even in prospect calls, and we're asked to, okay, what were the things that you are grateful for today, and all of those wonderful things. Speak up, okay? And then have a big smile. I was looking at a profile of one of my mentors, I think it was last week. I looked at her profile, I'm like, wow, I love this. I want to be her. Beautiful smiles all over the place. I'm like, of course, this is attractive. You want to be like this person. And then I went to my own profile. I'm like, oh, boring. Boring, So definitely, I have a lot of work to do, because the profile, that profile picture wants to, gives people their future, kind of shows people like a glimpse of their future. This person that is asking me to join their business, this is the kind of life, this is the kind of person I'm going to become that I could become, right? But will that attract people, quality people to me? So yes, I've started. This person has the amazing big smile. I've been looking for where I did not see her smile. I've not seen. So it's, it's amazing. Wear a very big smile. Make this little test. Try to feel defeated and smile big at the same time. It's not possible. It's not possible. So we know all these are, the summary of it all for chapter 3. So I'll move to chapter 4 quickly. Yes, chapter 4 quickly. So do anyone has anything to add to chapter 3 before I move on? Any addition that anyone wants to add? So chapter 4 is just giving us steps on how to think big. How do you start to think big, right? So the tendency for so many people to think small means there is much less competition than you think for a very rewarding career. So in network marketing, knowing that not a lot of people think big in this industry gives you the ground that you don't have a competition when you think big. You don't have competition when you think big. And that's why only few people make it in this industry. So here is the invitation. Join, you join the caliber of people that are successful in this industry by thinking big, starting to think big. Okay. Here it says, let me see. Okay, I'll skip over that. Now, small negative phrases, there are things, the way we talk affects, you know, the image we put out. Whatever we say, and it's scriptural as well, as a man thinks, oh no, of course, as a man thinks, so he is. But the one I wanted to, bring up as, the scripture is, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So when you say, we're going to compare these two, phrases that create small negative mind images versus phrases that create big positive mind images. Okay, so let's compare both. These people, these two set of people are faced with similar situations. The same thing, the same scenario is presented to them, but the way, the phrases, the words that they use, one creates a negative mind image, the other creates a positive mind image. The very first one here says, it's no use, we are whipped. It's not gonna work. We are done for. The other person says, we're not whipped yet. Let's keep trying. Here is a new angle. Keep words that tells us there is hope. Keep words of hope. Words of, there is what is it called? There is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? It says, I was in that business once and failed. Never again. I went broke, but it was my own fault. I'm going to try again. So that gives another different mind image there. And then here's another one. I've tried, but the product won't sell. People don't want it. Have you heard this before? Anyone heard this before? Anyone heard this particular one before? I've tried to sell this product, and the product won't sell. People don't want it. It's common, when your product is, when what you're marketing is product, right? Instead of having that kind of mindset, having that kind of words come out of you, you can replace that by saying, so far I've not been able to sell this product, but I know it is good. And I'm going to find the formula that will put it over. Yes. So that is the way to go. Instead of saying it's not going to work. As a P4P book clubber, we never say this will not work. Never. Not only in the club, wherever we meet, wherever we find ourselves, in whatever we do in life and in business, we are never saying this is not going to work. We are to look for how can we make this work? The market is saturated. Imagine 75% of the potential has already been sold. Better get out. Instead of that, because this is gloom, right? Instead of that, imagine 25% of the market is still not sold. Count me in. This looks big. That is the correct mindset. That gives us the positive one, the positive outlook that we need. All right. Another one is their orders have been small, cut them off. Talking about your customers. Maybe the customer is only asking for, lipstick, and they've ordered from you is lipstick, right? And then you're now trying to collate the names of customers that you're going to market this new product to, the Circle member program, and you remove them and say, no, this customer only ordered lipstick. I don't think they can do circle member. No. There are others have been small. Let's map out a plan for selling them more of their needs, right? So that is the way to go. Instead of removing them from you marketing to them, find ways to help them, even buy more. 5 years is too long a time to spend before I get into the top ranks in your company. Count me out. The better outlook is 5 years is not really a long time. We all spent at least 4 years in college, in the university, right? And while we were there, personally, while I was there, I wasn't making any money. When I look back at that year, at those years now, I'm like, oh, mommy, what were you thinking? Right? Because now a lot of people going into school and at the same time making money. And that's how it's supposed to be, because there are a lot of avenues to be able to do that, right? But we were then, at that time, we all went into school. Personally, all my expenses paid. I come home for pocket money. That's all I do, right? And I spent 5 years in the university, right? So with that, I graduated, I was happy. I did not complain it was too long. But here in this industry, you are learning, to be a professional marketer, a professional sales, person, to build your own business, to be an entrepreneur. 5 years is it's not a long time. That leaves me 30 years to serve at a high level. Yes, right? And then the competition has all the advantage. How do you expect me to sell against them? The competition is strong. There is no denying that. But no one ever has all the advantages. Let's put our heads together and figure out a way to beat them at their own game, right? Find a way. Let's look for how to find a way. Nobody ever wants that product. In its present form, it may not be sellable, but let's consider some modifications, right? We are never naysayers. Let's wait until a recession comes along, then we buy stocks. Let's invest now, bet on prosperity, not depression. I'm too young or old for the job. Being young or old is a distinct advantage. And then the last one here, it won't work. Let me prove it. Hey, it will work. Let me prove it. That should be our outlook to everything we do in our business. 4 ways to develop the big thinkers vocabulary, yes. 4 ways. Use big, positive, cheerful words and phrases to describe how you feel. Like I said, I think it was the last call we had, when you talk about, using health excusitis. You want to solicit pity or solicit, I don't know, from other people, and you're telling them how sick you are. Nobody needs to know that. Nobody. You do not need to tell anyone how sick you are. No. Because if you keep doing that, in no time, people will begin to avoid you. They would say, all you have is excuse of your health. Let's leave her. All right? That is not where we are. Look for positive, cheerful words and phrases to describe how you feel. Instead of saying, I'm tired, I have a headache, I wish it were Saturday, I don't feel so good. You actually, when you are saying that, you actually make yourself feel worse, right? Every time somebody asks you, how are you? Really? Or how are you feeling today? Respond with just wonderful. Thank you. And then see how you feel. See how you feel. How are you today? I am great. I am fine. It's been a blessed day. And see how you feel after that. You'll begin to feel wonderful at every opportunity. Okay? So that makes you feel bigger, and you become known as a person who always feels great. you attract others to you. You attract people to you. Use bright, cheerful, favorable words and phrases to describe other people, right? When you're talking about other people, use favorable words to describe them, right? Tell them, especially when that person is not there, when you're describing a third party, be a good, somebody that will paint other people in a bright light. Okay, so find good thing, even if that person is with whatever way they've been that is not favorable. Find a good thing, about them. Use positive language to encourage others. Always find ways to encourage others, compliment them, compliment their appearance, their work, their achievements, things around them, their family. Everyone wants, they crave praise. Be the person that gives that praise. Be lavish with your praise as well. Use positive words to outline plans to others, okay? Instead of digging graves, build castles, okay? There's a lot, things there will always be, anything great. If you want to build a castle, for example, it's not a small job. If you want to build castle, it's not a small job. It's going to be a tasking job, right? So instead of, looking at all the dirty activities that's going to be involved in doing it and then painting that picture, continue to paint the picture of the castle that you're building. All right. And then another way is see what can be, not just what is. What, give value. Look for the value in what you're presenting, in your customer, in your product, in your company. Look at the things not as they are, but as they can be. All right. And be able to share that with people. For example, you have your customers with skin issues. Paint a picture. I think we shared this last week as well. Paint a picture of what their healthy face could look like. What can they achieve with how their confidence will swell with a good looking face after they've been treated, after they've used our product, and use that to market the product. Okay. The main thing is, it's easy to be myopic in our sight when we look at, okay, this person is only buying lipstick or just the foundation, that you're looking for those who buy the fragrance and things, or who will buy, the kits or join your business. No, the person that enjoys one product will come back to get more, so serve everyone, no matter how much they bought from you, with excellence. What determines how much you are worth? So you add value to yourself every now and then. People who don't have much look at themselves as they are now. Now, how are you presenting your business to people? Are you making them see that you've just started? Are you making them see that you have not ranked up yet? Or you are making them see what's obtainable, what your goal is, what your future look like, right? Because if you look at where you are today, you'll feel miserable, and that is what you project to your customers. That's all they'll see. Miserable marketer, miserable network marketer. And that's not who you are. Okay, so practice adding value to things, practice adding value to people, and practice adding value to yourself. How can you be more valuable to yourself, to other people as well? Okay, so basically, I think that's where I'm going to draw the curtain for today. Do we have any any contribution before we call it a day? Yeah, so definitely by the end of the, where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself, or how do you see yourself thinking at the end of this book? By the time we finish this book, how do you think your thinking will have been impacted? How, where do you see the way you think, the way you interact, your words? Because when your thoughts change, your words will change. The words you use will change. Okay? It pays in every way to think big. So as a kind of to wrap it up, don't sell yourself short. Conquer the crime of self-deprecation. Concentrate on your assets. You are better than you think you are. Let's remember that. And then use the big thinkers vocabulary. Stop thinking small. Stop being myopic. Okay? Stop being little in your own eyes. While I was going through this, reading this book, the story of the Israelites, while they were in the wilderness, came to mind. If you're familiar with that story, you remember after they spied the land and they had to come back to report to Moses. One thing that they mentioned that they said, it's not people that told them what they said, but rather the way they saw themselves. That is the self-deprecation. They said we were like grasshoppers, that the people of that land, that they were spying, that they were supposed to go in, take over. He says the people of the land are giants. They are big. They first started with, the land is as promised, as God said, flowing with milk and honey. Everything about it is pleasant. However, the people of the land are big. They are giants. And then, of course, they edified the people. They saw the positive in the land, the benefits and everything. But then they now came to themselves. They now said, but we were like grasshoppers. I mean, look at that exaggeration. There's no how big a giant could be than a human being will be like a grasshopper in the eyes of that giant. It's not possible. All right. But they saw themselves at that level, that we're like, to them, a grasshopper. And when the report of the way the people were feeling about them came out, those giants were actually afraid of them. So that is the crime of self-deprecation. It makes you small in your own eyes, and then it zaps away your confidence. Okay? It zaps away your confidence, and you begin to use words that do not amplify amplify you, right? And then stretch your vision. See what can be, not just what is. Practice adding value to things, to people, and to yourself. Always see what can be. And then get the big view of your job. Really think your present job is important. The next promotion depends mostly on how you think towards your present job. So whatever efforts, whatever position you are right now, ensure that you view it as important. Okay? And then as you walk towards the next level, your next level, think about above trivial things. Don't allow, little things to trip you off. Whatever comments anybody make, get over it, get over it, get over it. Okay? Don't get involved in petty matters. Ask yourself, does this really matter? Does this add value to me? Does this add value to anyone, to my business? And then, get over it. All right. That is what we have today. I appreciate you joining me today. Yeah, no comment here. All right. So we'll call it a day. Thanks so much for joining me. Next week, we'll continue with chapters 5 and 6. Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
You are welcome.